Hello, didn't see you there. Welcome to the Bone Zone.
This is the VR revision series and it's about topic 5, evolution and biodiversity.
But what is evolution, Fortune?
Evolution occurs when heritable characteristics of a species change over time.
Oh, and I know this. This happens because the populations of species sometimes become separated and therefore unable to breed with each other.
So then eventually they evolve differently around each other and they diverge in their characteristics more and more.
They change. The change may be gradual, but eventually they would not be able to interbreed again if they would inhabit the same area.
And this basically means they become separated species.
Wow!
So the evidence for evolution is the pentadactyl limb, which is that thing over there. And all 4 groups of vertebrates have the pentadactyl limb, and these are the amphibians, the reptiles, the birds, and the mammals. They use the limb in a variety of ways, for example walking or digging or swimming. And the bone structure is the same in all of them. And this is a homologous structure, which means they've all come from the same ancestor, which is why it provides evidence for evolution. So domesticated animals are often related to wild species, such as dogs with wolves, and they can still interbreed with each other. This is a result of selective breeding, which is basically the selection of animals with desirable traits and characteristics, and then breeding those a lot. For example, breeding a lot of chickens that lay more eggs, or breeding wolves eventually so that they become domesticated dogs. Another evidence for evolution is research into fossils, mainly the fossil record. And fossils have been found from extinct organisms, and no fossils can be found from today, suggesting that organisms change over time. Rocks can be dated, which allows the age of the fossils within the rocks to be deduced, and the times when the organism lived on the Earth. The sequence in which the organisms appear matches their complexity. For example, first a simple algae, then fungi, and then worms, and eventually vertebrates and humans. And the sequence of fossils links together existing organisms with their likely ancestors. This is an example of evolution, the peppered moth. And the peppered moth is a melanistic insect because usually it's light, and it has evolved over time because they often fly at night to try to find a mate and reproduce, and then during the day they sit on trees. But then during the Industrial Revolution in UK, there was a lot of pollution and the trees became dark and all the branches died, and then eventually all the light-colored moth got eaten because they were like very visible, and then the dark-colored moth became more and more evident. And so natural selection occurs in a series of steps. It starts when species tend to produce more offspring than the environment can support.
Hell yeah!
And then there's a struggle for existence in which some individuals survive and some die, and the individuals that are better adapted, they tend to survive. And there's also natural variation between individuals because of mutation, meiosis, and sexual reproduction. And because of this variation, some are more adapted than others, for example, stronger beaks or better camouflage, and that makes them more suited to the environment, and these tend to produce more and more offspring and they tend to survive, and then natural selection occurs. Okay, so on Daphne major there's a population at the medium ground finch, and these are the geos. Okay, and they feed on seeds with like a wide range of sizes depending on their natural beak size, and there is a natural variation in the size of beaks because this is a heritable characteristic. And from 1973 onwards they have been trapped on the island, so their mean beak length and width could be observed for an experiment, and there is variable temperature with what year?
With El Nino and La Nina conditions, from 1974 to 1977, La Nina conditions were experienced and it ended with a severe drought. G. fortis populations dropped from 1,300 to just 300. Mean beak size of the dead finches was smaller, and natural selection occurred because the finches with larger beaks were better adapted to feed on larger seeds.
Hi, thanks for watching this video from our video revision series. To watch other videos from this subject, click the playlist on the right. And to see the bloopers of this video, click the video to the left. Make sure to leave a comment with any topic suggestions you may have and subscribe to see when it comes out.